For all my busy planning pro moms that are raising kids, but you are also helping one or both of your parents that are sick or aging. And you're probably wondering, like, what is the next best step to help my parents? Well, if I offer to help organize what matters most for you and for your parents in a life changing scenario, lawfully, without all the stress and the guesswork, in a 2 hour course, would you take me up on that offer? If you are a mom, I can almost guarantee that you are juggling many day to day tasks. Now, I want you to picture you have one or both of your parents that get sick. Now, you're the one that's calling to make sure they're okay. You're the one that's making sure that they get to the doctor and that they understand the information that the doctor is saying. And a lot like with small kids, it's very rewarding to be able to know you're helping your parents, but it's also a new challenge as well because you're taking your schedule, your parents' schedule, and you're now trying to integrate it into one cohesive plan. If you give me a few moments, I'm going to walk you through why, if you asked a few of these questions to a licensed professional to have them answered, they will help you with end of life planning so that you are as prepared as you possibly can be. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Lucretia, and I've been helping communities come together and have an awareness when it comes to end of life planning. Most times, people wait until there is a bad situation that is happening. Now they're sitting in this seat and they're being asked a million questions and they don't know how to answer these because they never had the conversation with their family. So, three questions that you want to ask a licensed professional, for example, an insurance agent. First question you want to ask an insurance agent is, do I have enough life insurance for my situation? Do I have the right insurance for my situation? So that's technically two questions you should ask. These are very important because you have end of life expenses and then you have things that are happening even after all that stuff is done and the funeral is said and done. You want to make sure that your family is okay and that they are not stressed out. Because if you get sick, guess what? You're not the one dealing with any of this. This is your spouse. These are your 20-year-old kids. And they are left with things that they have to make sure are put into place in a right way that is going to be okay and that they can keep going on knowing that they did what you asked. So that's the first question. The second question that you want to ask, and this would be for a bank. If you're a parent and you've got 3 children, let's say you put them all down as beneficiaries and you have them having access to your bank accounts. Well, the bank has a very strict rule about when it comes to more than one beneficiary. So have you talked to your bank about what they consider acceptable for more than one beneficiary on the same account? And you'd be surprised to know that sometimes they require you to fill out their own form. Sometimes they require you to say things lawfully in a certain language with your lawyer, because guess what? Even if you go to a lawyer and you have them write everything out for you, if the bank deems it confusing or it doesn't make sense to them in any kind of way, they can reject it. And I know that seems weird because it's done through a lawyer, but banks have their own language and they will not be confused based off of something that was set up through a lawyer. So the best thing to do is go to your financial institute and make sure that you have it written down or you're filled out their forms that will basically guarantee your family's not going to have a hard time accessing funds when it's necessary to maybe cover some house bills if you're in a coma or something like that, or to cover things that are on a grander scale. Don't leave that confusion because I promise you that can leave them with more bills that can easily eat up like an extra $5,000 to $10,000 with lawyer fees, court costs, and things of that nature. Don't do that to your family. Make sure you know what their language is when it comes to having more than one beneficiary. This third thing that you want to consider. For the person or persons that you have considered to be a beneficiary, have you asked these questions? And this can be really hard for parents because you don't want to assign one thing to a kid and then not have anything else for another kid. But you have to ask yourself, can they handle the task that is going to be left for them? If you have children that are not good with money, they don't follow your instructions when you ask them to do something, and they do what they think is necessary, not what you've thought is necessary, that is not a good candidate to have as a beneficiary, because you've got to think about it like this. This person will have basically access to money that's going to be lawfully theirs, and they technically can do whatever they want with it. And so if they decide to take that money and go spend it all on themselves, it will leave your family in a state of frustration and to be highly upset. And this has caused for many families to stop talking to each other for many, many years. You don't want that to be the case. So if you've got a child that's not responsible and they have shown that time and time again, do not feel bad about not making them a beneficiary. Just explain to them why and then tell them, I hope you can understand that I'm doing what's going to be in the best interest for you, your siblings, and the family that's at large. These are my 3 tips. If you want more information, drop a line below and I will send you another video with more helpful tips and tricks when it comes to end of life planning. I will see you guys in my next video.